Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend is the biggest party of the summer as WWE presents SummerSlam. And once again, SummerSlam is a two-night event which will be held from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, as of right now, there are currently 12 matches booked for SummerSlam, 6 on each night. So knowing that this is going to be a two-night event, I'm going to be going over matches from night 1 to night 2. So let's start off with night 1. As the first match I want to talk about is a 6-woman tag team match. It is Fatal Influence, which is JC Jane, Lainey Reed, and Fallon Henley, versus the Bella Twins, Nikki and Brie Bella, and Paige. Now, a few weeks ago at Saturday night's main event, Fatal Influence defeated Brie Bella and Paige for the women's tag team titles. Now, last Friday on SmackDown, Fatal Influence were beating down Paige and Brie Bella, until we heard Nikki Bella's music hit, meaning that Nikki Bella was back, and challenged Fatal Influence to a 6-woman tag team match at SummerSlam. So who wins this match? I'm going with Fatal Influence on this one. Come on, they're brand new. You gotta put them over. If there's one thing that you can do, put them over on a big stage like SummerSlam. Y'all already did it at Saturday night's main event in New York City, so SummerSlam could be the next big stage for Fatal Influence to get a big win. Now the next match I want to talk about is for the Women's World Championship as Liv Morgan defends the title, finally, against Io Sky. Now when I say finally, I mean it. Because Liv Morgan, ever since winning the title at WrestleMania, she has not defended the title ever since. She can say that she doesn't have to defend the title, but I know for damn sure you need to be defending that title. What happened to the rule of defending the title every 30 days? Huh? Wasn't that a rule in WWE back then or in wrestling in general? Now I bet right now that Liv was holding the title just for Stephanie Vaquer to come back. But she got injured. And who else was there for Liv to feud with? Nobody. Io Sky is literally the only opponent for Liv Morgan. And that's sad. How do you have a stacked roster that you don't even use almost all of them? Like, Ivy Nile, where is she at? Where's freaking Natty? Or, you know, the rest of the women. I hope we get some more main roster call-ups soon. Because there has been some times where NXT stars have been called up after SummerSlam as well. Anyways, back to this match. Who do I see winning? Io Sky. There's no question about it. That's what it seems to be whenever babyfaces win championship gold. You know how they want to become a fighting champion? But then, nothing happens. I mean, look at Sol Ruka. She lost the Women's Intercontinental Championship because they had nobody for her to feud with. And now we have Raquel Rodriguez as the Women's Intercontinental Champion. Oh, and by the way, Liv Morgan is still cursed by Danhausen. You can say that there's no curse all you want. She's still cursed. Now the next match I want to talk about is a 6-man tag team match, as it'll be the Bloodline, which is the Usos and Jacob Fatu, versus the team of Royce Keys, LA Knight, and Solo Sikoa. What is it with LA Knight feuding with the Bloodline or like the Vision or like big factions? And then we get to the big events like WrestleMania, how he was teaming with the Usos to fight the Vision. And then now at SummerSlam, he's feuding with the Bloodline. And he's in a 6-man tag team match along with Royce Keys and Solo Sikoa. Whatever, that's just WWE booking. And by the way, Solo Sikoa is the most entertaining part of this entire feud. Everybody's starting to like Solo Sikoa. Have him stay as a babyface. Don't turn him heel ever again. But the story is that the Bloodline is taking over Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, by the way. LA Knight doesn't want anything to do with the Bloodline anymore. Solo Sikoa convincing LA Knight that he should have help, along with Royce Keys as well, who wanted nothing to do with the Bloodline, by the way. But since he was friends with Jacob Fatu back in the day, now he has to be involved in this. The friendship between Royce Keys and Jacob Fatu was broken, and now they have legitimate beef with each other. So who wins this match? I'm actually going with the Bloodline here, because in the team of LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Solo Sikoa, I have a feeling that Solo actually does want to be back in the family. But I don't want him to turn heel again. But if this is the case, then that's probably what's going to happen on the reason on why the Bloodline is going to end up getting the victory. Isn't everybody sick and tired of the Bloodline already? Like, come on now. We don't need this. Solo needs to be by himself. His name is Solo for a reason. Now the next match I want to talk about is actually an interesting match. It is Gunther versus Nick Aldis. Now this all started when Gunther was blaming Nick Aldis for the situation in the WWE Championship picture that he was screwed out of the WWE Championship with Sami Zayn involved. They were getting into an argument at the Night of Champions post-show, and then Nick Aldis was suspended, and Gunther too. But he ended up showing up on Raw to fight Cody Rhodes and destroy his head when Sami Zayn was supposed to fight him for the WWE Championship. The match was already booked for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, which is CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Gunther wanted things to be fixed, and Nick Aldis says, hey, you can have Punk. You can have Cody. When you and Sami Zayn team together at Saturday night's main event against them in a tag team match. But that's not what Gunther wanted. The next week on SmackDown, Gunther and Adam Pearce were having an argument with each other. Adam Pearce tells Gunther what Nick Aldis was going to say before you attacked him is that if you and Sami Zayn win, you get to be added to the WWE Championship match at SummerSlam, making it a fatal 4-way. Now, I thought the bet was going to be off since Gunther attacked Nick Aldis, but the bet was still on. So then we get to Saturday night's main event. So during the match, the referee was down. One of the original referees was down. I forgot who it was. And then Gunther had the match won. So another referee comes in, gets the pinfall, until Nick Aldis pulls that referee out of the ring. Then he gets the WWE Championship belt and smacks Gunther with it, leading to Cody Rhodes and CM Punk getting the win, and they don't have to worry about a fatal 4-way match at SummerSlam. So the next day, at the SummerSlam kickoff show at Fanatics Fest, these guys went face to face. They were about to fight. Triple H was actually there, and he made the match official. I thought it was the general manager's job to do that. Oh well, it's Triple H, so what can I say? And then we get to Friday Night SmackDown. We get Gunther and Nick Aldis to sign a contract to make it official. Why do we need a contract signing? The match is already official. Come on now. Gunther says to Nick Aldis that he is going to end his career before it even gets started. Nick Aldis tells Gunther, I haven't had a match in 3 years. I got nothing to lose. But when I beat you at SummerSlam, you're going to go from being the career killer to the guy that got made a bitch to his boss. So Gunther, after that, completely destroyed Nick Aldis, and here we are. So who wins this match? It's pretty tough, man. It's pretty tough. Now, before you ask, have you even seen a Nick Aldis match? Yes, I have. When he was Magnus in TNA, and then, well, he changed to Nick Aldis in TNA. Most of the matches I've seen are from TNA. And I also remember Nick Aldis taking on Cody Rhodes. I believe it was the NWA title at All In. I don't know, but now that both of these guys are in WWE, they're probably going to run it back. Anyways, back to this match. Who do I see winning? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with Gunther. Because Gunther has been treated like shit, to be honest with you. He had so much potential when becoming the career killer, literally getting so much heat after he retired John Cena. Like, man, we were doing so good. What happened, man? And maybe after this, he could get back into the WWE Championship picture to either feud with CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, or whoever the WWE Champion is. Now, the next match I want to talk about is a huge match. Literally. It is Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar inside Hell in a Cell. Now, I am excited for this match for sure. I hope that they can do something that was better than CM Punk and Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell a few years ago at Bad Blood, but I doubt it. Now, let me just tell you guys something right now. Last Monday night on Raw, I'm not even going to go over the full story. Last Monday night on Raw, we had a freaking weigh-in segment that featured Brock Lesnar and Obafemi. For whatever reason, they constructed the Hell in a Cell structure there. Like, sure, it's great to see the Hell in a Cell structure, but man, for a freaking weigh-in segment, dude, why? At least when CM Punk and Drew McIntyre did it, they didn't do a freaking weigh-in segment. And also, why do these segments even exist? Like, we already know how much these guys weigh. The only way for me to say that this was better than CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre is that there's blood in this match. Not just blood, but carnage. Like the cell breaking apart. And if none of those things happen, then why even do it? Now this one's really hard for me to predict. But I think I made a choice. I'm gonna have to go with Obafemi on this one. Paul Heyman stated on Monday Night that Brock Lesnar has never been defeated inside Hell in a Cell. Well, that kinda gives it away. Now after this match, what happens to both of these guys? Obafemi moves on, I know for sure. But Brock? Is this really his final match? Is he gonna retire for real this time? I don't know, but whatever happens, I don't know, man. I don't know. Now the last match on SummerSlam Night 1, it is for the WWE Championship as CM Punk defends the WWE title against the former champion, Cody Rhodes. It all started when Cody lost the WWE Championship to Sami Zayn at Night of Champions. On Friday Night SmackDown, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso confronted Sami Zayn, saying that they want the WWE Championship. Adam Pearce booked a match between Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, which Cody Rhodes ended up winning. And that was to face Sami Zayn for the WWE Championship on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, I know, it's pretty weird on how a SmackDown title is defended on Monday Night Raw. Really weird. And y'all know why they did it on Monday Night Raw. It's because they were in Chicago. Who is from Chicago? CM Punk, who at the time we haven't seen in 3 months. So Punk beat Sami Zayn to win the WWE Championship, and now he was going to be on Friday Night SmackDown. And when Cody Rhodes was confronting Punk, he remembered that he said, "Just say when." And you want to know what Punk said? When. And that it was at SummerSlam. Their match was at stake though, because if Gunther and Sami Zayn would have won, it would have been a fatal 4-way match. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk got the win, but it was after the match where it got heated. When they were celebrating, CM Punk was doing the thing that, you know, most people do with their titles, like put it on their shoulder. The end of the strap poked Cody Rhodes in the eye, and Cody was pissed about it. So in a now deleted video by WWE, you could probably still find it somewhere, Cody Rhodes was talking shit to CM Punk, and it looked like they were about to fight backstage. Thankfully they didn't. Then the next day, on the SummerSlam kickoff, they confronted each other again. CM Punk wants an apology from Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes wasn't going to apologize. And CM Punk thinks in his head that Cody Rhodes is paranoid. Punk was also talking about Cody's ego. Cody stopped him at the spot and saying that what he did the night before with the title belt wasn't an accident. And he didn't want to hear any ego bullshit. So then it looked like they were about to fight. Triple H comes out. Punk and Cody get closer to each other. Punk says, "What I did the night before was an accident. This is on purpose." And then he literally pie-faced Cody Rhodes, and they literally looked like they were about to fight. So then we get to SmackDown. Cody says that he has to beat CM Punk. Punk tells Cody, "I'm not going to stab you in the back. I'm going to stab you in the front at SummerSlam." He also says that he's going to break Cody's heart. He's the best in the world in this ring, on the microphone. He didn't even say even at commentary. But it doesn't matter. Nobody can touch me. Not even Dusty's kid. Cody Rhodes didn't want Cult of Personality playing. He wanted his song Kingdom to be playing because he reminds CM Punk that when he wins, Punk is going to be looking up at the lights and you're going to hear Kingdom. Hit it. Kingdom plays. The segment is over. And here we are. So who wins this match here? I'm going with CM Punk. Cody Rhodes does not need the WWE Championship anymore. And I am praying for a Cody Rhodes heel turn here. Cody Rhodes needs to turn heel. There is no question about it. If he does not turn heel, what are we even doing at this point? Because there is no way that CM Punk is turning heel. But those are all the matches for Night 1. Let's head over to Night 2. As the first match I want to talk about is a ladder match for the interim WWE Women's Champion, as there are 5 participants, as we got Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, and as of this recording, we don't know who the fifth competitor is, and we're about to find out this Friday on SmackDown, as Lash Legend will be taking on Julia. I don't think Julia is making it. So let's say that Lash Legend is in this match. The story of this match is that Rhea Ripley is unable to compete for the women's title at SummerSlam. So what did they end up doing? They did not strip her of the title. They want to crown an interim champion for right now, and once Rhea Ripley comes back, whoever the interim champion is has to fight Rhea Ripley to see who the real WWE Women's Champion is. So like I said, Julia's not going to make it, so let me just say that Lash Legend is in this match. When they announced these qualifiers for the ladder match, Nia Jax has been having a hard time trying to get into this ladder match. She fought Jade Cargill, which led to a disqualification with Charlotte Flair getting involved. Jade Cargill won by disqualification. Nia Jax was pissed. Then the next week, Nia Jax got another chance against Charlotte Flair. And what happened then? I don't need to say anything else. It's the same thing that I just said earlier. So what if Lash Legend is actually in this match? Let's just say, what if Lash Legend is close to winning the championship and it could lead to Nia Jax turning on her? Could be not. Maybe WWE doesn't even have a plan to split the Irresistible Forces. And I don't want them to split their tag teams and they are struggling to find any women's tag teams. Now as for Tiffany Stratton is only here because they're in Minnesota. Minneapolis, of course. Well, Minnesota, that's where she's originally from. There's obviously a huge problem with Tiffany Stratton being in this match. The problem that I have with Tiffany Stratton being in this match is that she is the Women's United States Champion. Why does she want another belt? She doesn't need it. And as for Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill, they're currently feuding right now, which is going to lead to this ladder match. I guess originally it was supposed to be Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair, but since Rhea Ripley is injured, she's not going to be able to compete at SummerSlam. Go ahead. Why not just book Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill in this ladder match? And as for Chelsea Green, she could actually surprise everybody. Like say that Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton, they're currently having a friendship. What if both women are on top of the ladder, trying to reach the title? She could probably tease that Tiffany Stratton is going to win, but then she turns on her. Now, since we're in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Tiffany Stratton is from there, what type of reaction will Chelsea get if she was to win the Women's Championship? The interim Women's Champion. Oh my god, I keep forgetting. But yeah, my prediction is for Chelsea Green to get the victory, and she's only going to have it for 3 weeks, a month, with the title, to just lose it to Rhea Ripley. Why couldn't they just strip Rhea Ripley of the title, man? Now the next match. Do I even want to talk about this match? You know what? There are some things that I want to talk about here. Because after Saturday night's main event, here I thought Danhausen was done with the Judgment Day. But it looks like the Judgment Day are not done with him. They still want their human monies. Now last Monday night on Raw, and oh my god. Last Monday night on Raw, by the way, was one of the worst Raws I have ever seen. One of the reasons was because Danhausen and Joe Hendry had a freaking concert. And oh my god, that concert was full of cringe. And to make things worse, the crowd wasn't even reacting. No. What's even worse was the fact that Ryan Garcia, who's a freaking boxer, was dancing along to this bullshit. Once again, another celebrity in this freaking feud. Why was he needed? Why? Was it because we're in freaking LA? He was not needed for any of this. And to make matters worse, this is a freaking human monies on a pole match. What is this? Did Vince Russo get hired or something? Was somebody in freaking creative watching 2000 WCW? I can't. I can't. What is this? The only thing I should know about this is that this match should be it. I don't care about Danhausen anymore. I don't even want to see this guy. Honestly, I don't even want to see this guy. Dominic, what you're doing in AAA is incredible. Here, I think you should probably stick to AAA, dude. The dude who I feel bad the most is Joe Hendry. This is what you got for Joe Hendry? Don't you think that Joe Hendry was embarrassed with what he did last Monday? Joe Hendry is a former TNA World Champion. He's a former NXT champion. But look what you got him doing. You desperately wanted this guy. You wanted him to freaking sing along with Danhausen. My God, man. This dude should be winning the Intercontinental Champion. I don't care who wins. But if I have to choose, I have to go with Dominic. And look, this protects Danhausen from being pinned. He's never been pinned. So if Dominic or Danhausen, my pick is Dom. I don't even care who wins it at this point. I just want this feud to end already. And you know what? Since I was talking about the Intercontinental Championship, maybe that'll be the next match I'll talk about. Since Penta will be defending the title against Chad Gable. This all started when Chad Gable, who was the original El Grande Americano, who lost to the Ludwig Kaiser version of El Grande Americano at AAA's Noche de los Grandes. And as he was revealed to be Chad Gable, on SmackDown and Raw, he would be apologizing to all the luchadors that he has offended for the past year. So on one episode of Monday Night Raw, we had a 7-man gauntlet match. It was Chad Gable, Javon Evans, Joe Hendry, Dominic Mysterio, Rusev, Ethan Page, and Dragon Lee. But only one came out on top, and it was Chad Gable. And here I am like, oh, are they finally going to do it? Are they finally going to give Chad Gable the Intercontinental Champion? He's been chasing that title for years. And ironically, Chad Gable was Penta's first opponent when Penta arrived to the WWE. Penta was also the reason why Chad Gable went on this new gimmick known as El Grande Americano. So here we are 1 year later. Penta and Gable, they're both babyfaces. I don't think anybody even needs to be a heel here. These guys can probably deliver us a classic Intercontinental Championship match. But who wins this one here? I'm going with Chad Gable. It's time, man. Chad Gable needs to win a singles title. And the Intercontinental Champion is only the beginning. If this dude isn't world champion before he retires, I don't know what they're doing, man. They're probably smoking something over there. Now, the next match I want to talk about is a #1 contenders match as Finn Balor goes one-on-one with Sami Zayn. Now, obviously, how I mentioned before, how Nick Aldis not only screwed Gunther, but also screwed Sami Zayn out of being in the WWE Championship main event. So what Sami Zayn did is that he obviously crashed out, saying that he's not at SummerSlam, but Adam Pearce tells him that you are going to be at SummerSlam. You're going to be facing the winner of a Fatal 4-Way match, and whoever wins that match, they'll become the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. So in the Fatal 4-Way match, it was Finn Balor, Royce Keys, Damian Priest, and Trick Williams, who we'll talk about later. Now here I'm saying there's no way that Royce Keys can do it because he was already booked for SummerSlam in that 6-man tag team match. And this could probably be Royce Keys doing double duty, which is what Obafemi should be doing. But Obafemi relinquished his freaking title opportunity since he won the King of the Ring. But we're talking about this match over here and not Obafemi. There's no way that Damian Priest would have won because he's the current WWE Tag Team Champion with R-Truth. By the way, fix the tag team division, WWE. And there's no way that Trick Williams would have won. He's already the United States Champion. So why is he even in this match? The only one that is possible is Finn Balor. Because Finn Balor has been aiming for the WWE Championship ever since he was moved to SmackDown. But only one of these guys will become the #1 contender. And who will that be? I think it should be Finn Balor. I think Finn Balor deserves to be in the WWE Championship picture. Sammy, yes, he should be, but I'm pretty sure they'll probably give him the Royal Rumble next year, since WrestleMania is in Saudi Arabia next year. And apparently, speaking of Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia and the WWE Championship, the original plan for Sami Zayn to win the WWE Championship was at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. But they wanted to do it now because they wanted to do another viral moment. And that's what WWE is nowadays. We're getting close to the end, guys, as the next match is for the United States Champion, as the current champion Trick Williams takes on a returning Baron Corbin. This all started when Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, who should be in this match, were facing each other. Carmelo Hayes was going for nothing but net until Baron Corbin showed up. He attacks Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. He holds up the United States Champion, letting them know that he wants the United States title. So then, I mentioned Trick Williams earlier in the Fatal 4-Way. Trick Williams shouldn't even be in this match. But it was after the match where it all happened. And they didn't even air this on TV. How do you air Baron Corbin attacking Trick Williams when the show went off the air? Baron Corbin attacks Trick Williams. Trick Williams had enough, and as he calls out Baron Corbin for a match for the United States title at SummerSlam. Hey Trick, did you forget about Carmelo Hayes? And you know what? This is a person that they clearly forgot about. Ricky Saints. Where the hell has he been? But nah, let's just focus on Trick Williams feuding with Baron Corbin. So who wins this match? I'm going with Baron Corbin. I don't think Trick needs to hold the title for much longer. And with Baron Corbin being the champion, this could lead to a lot of baby faces facing him for the United States Championship. Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams if they want to run it back. Ilya Dragunov. Where the hell is he? I don't know, but I'm going with Baron Corbin becoming the United States Champion. Now the last match on the show is the main event of night 2. It is Roman Reigns defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Seth Rollins. Now before I get to this match, I do have to say, the main events for night 1 and night 2 were originally supposed to happen at WrestleMania. All of this would have happened at WrestleMania if Seth never got injured. Now obviously, both of these guys have history. Seth Rollins obviously tells Roman Reigns that he is the better member of the Shield. And Rollins keeps reminding Reigns that Reigns has never beaten him. You keep saying that, and karma's gonna bite you in the ass. So who wins here? Unfortunately, knowing how he has not been showing up recently, I'm gonna have to go with Roman Reigns. But as of this recording, Roman Reigns will be appearing on the next episodes of Monday Night Raw after SummerSlam. So that kind of gives it away that Roman is winning. But the real question is, will he win clean? Because Roman Reigns won clean against CM Punk at WrestleMania. Will he beat Seth Rollins clean? I say that because every time Roman Reigns is defending either the Universal Champion at the time or the WWE Champion, you know, whatever title he's defending, there's always bloodline shenanigans. Sure, we'll see Jimmy, Jay, Jacob. We'll probably see like Solo Sikoa involved as well. Maybe LA Knight and all the other guys who were in the 6-man tag team match. But there's only one person that I am thinking about that could be getting involved in this match. And I don't think you're even thinking about this guy right now. About a month ago, it was announced that Zilla Fatu is heading to WWE. Don't you think that Zilla Fatu will get involved in this match and help out Roman Reigns retain the World Heavyweight Championship? Because WWE already announced War Games for Survivor Series. Because look at who we got. Roman, Jimmy, Jay, Jacob, and now Zilla. For the babyfaces, there would be LA Knight, Royce Keys, Solo Sikoa, Seth Rollins, and who else? And look, I might be thinking ahead of myself, but that's just what I'm thinking right now. With Zilla Fatu coming in and joining Roman Reigns and the rest of the bloodline, it's already setting up for War Games. And I know people are sick and tired of the bloodline shenanigans, but they're not gonna stop anytime soon. I'm sorry to say, but this is true. Roman Reigns and the rest of the bloodline, this is not gonna stop. But ladies and gentlemen, those are my SummerSlam predictions What are your SummerSlam predictions? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, tap the notification bell for more videos, follow me on Twitter at EthanStoyShow, and I'll see you in the next one.